That's why. Hey, journeyman, journeywomen, this is the Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Here to encourage, motivate, to inspire, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. If you find the value in this content or my content in total, how about you help me help you so we can help others? How? By clicking subscribe, commenting, and sharing. Because when you do that, you organically help build and grow with me so we can make it better tomorrow, today. I have got a very late start. Late start because I had some prior engagements. However, if you're looking at the replay, please put comment down in the section. And I guess they're coming up with fans. All right, so and so put a comment, and down in the comment section, and let us know what you're working with and what we're talking about. Let me add when I first start off, what I do is I would I'll put the link in the chat section. All right, I got a link in already, so let's. Somebody's trying to get on early. The reason you couldn't get on because I didn't click on live. Go figure, right? All right, so then you go ahead and pop on, and I will start to talk about tonight is we talk about here's up there's what happening, and generally I talk about trendy topic, but I'm not talking about trendy. I'm talking about what's trending in society in total, and when you deal with emotional health, emotional intelligence, emotional well-being, and my focus tonight is we talk about emotions as they run wild, as they run through our systems, not just emotions but memories. And what we do is that the topic was that here's updates what happening, and we're talking about memories and regrets. So I said memory and regret, or memory versus regret. It depends on how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. And so if you look at it a certain way, you get a certain viewpoint. I heard a click, so I think two people on. Oh, I got Tito and that's Tito. All right. So memories. I believe this. Now, the reason I talk about memories and I talk about regrets is because we only have a certain time span. We have a certain amount of time on this plane of existence, which we call Earth, and we're living three-dimensional forms. We have a certain amount of time, a certain time to do something that we're called to do. I don't believe that we're here just by circumstance. I do not believe that we're just here just buying time. I believe that we're here trying to make a difference or in need of making an impact on this plane. So that we can live again. I don't think it's wasted. Understand that people do waste. They waste the time they have. They waste the energy, the certain amount of energy that they have been allotted. But why would we waste something that's so precious? Why would we waste this opportunity to make a difference, to make an impact? Sometimes people, because they're so glued into social media and the news and the media and stardom and being starstruck, they're so caught up. They're so caught up in what everybody else is doing instead of finding out what they're supposed to do. Now, when you don't determine what you're supposed to do and we do not apply focus on the things you're supposed to do, you end up losing time focusing on somebody else's life. Why can't we invest in the time that we have now? Why can't we build the memories? I believe I believe that time is precious. Buildings stay up longer than we do. We have a time clock, but building can be around like the 16th chapel, hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. It's been up a while. But we can't stay up that long. We have certain time span, and we don't know the time when we end. So why not make it worthwhile? Why not build the memory? Capture the memory. I believe that all a regret is a memory that's not capitalized on. Now you can have. Now hear me when I say this. You can have different types of memories. You have long-term memories and short-term memories. Long-term memories It's something that you plan on late. It's something that's stuck in time. But you got short term that stays stuck in time. But they're only stuck because you invested in that time with the individual or the situation or the environment or that time at that workplace. If you invested time, then you have built relationships. So when you take time to build a memory, you take time because you care. You care about the impact that you're doing at the current time. But however, when you go back, when you live to certain years, the people that you experience in memory with may not be here, but will always be here is the memory that you capture. I believe that if you take time to capture a memory with individuals you care about, so when they leave to go to the other plateau, you can capture that memory like a time capsule and put it in your backpack. And now, even more than before, you really can capture that memory. You can capture it on the phone. I mean, you don't have to carry a Polaroid. It takes like 12 pictures. You can carry thousands of pictures with video and different clips and with sounds and music that you can just pull up a top. You can just press the button and it come alive, and that song, that video, that clip, that picture will bring back that situation that you lived a long time ago, and you can go right back to that moment because you took time to capture a memory. You captured the memory, put it in time capsule, put it in the backpack, only to have to pull it out when you're at that time in your life when you are by yourself. I believe the greatest companion or the greatest enemy that we all have is enemy. It can be the person that has collected the memories, the times, the precious moments, and pulls them out the bag when nobody else is around, so you can relive them over and over again. Or the person that pulls out woulda, coulda, shouldn't, and never tried. Because when you're by yourself, all you're alone with are your thoughts. And I believe that when you're alone with your thoughts, what happens is that, well, memories are not captured and encapsulated. There's a vacancy that regret is more than happy to jump into. Because regret don't care for nobody. Regret don't care, don't care. He's gonna jump up in and he's gonna laugh in your face. He's gonna do just like Marshawn Lynch did to Coach Carroll when the Seahawks lost the Super Bowl. He didn't get the ball. He made the call to pass it when Marshawn Lynch had a supernatural game. And by right, he should have got the ball and got the touchdown and would have won the Super Bowl. But when he didn't get the ball, regret is just like Marshawn Lynch. Walked up to Jim Carroll and just laughed all up in his face. That's what regret does. When you do something or you don't do what you know you should have done. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I didn't. And you lost on the opportunity to be another champion, to be a champion. See, the previous champion don't count. The current state of going for the gold does. And when you have the opportunity, you don't take advantage of the opportunity. All you have is regrets. And do you really want to live a life full of regrets, or do you want to take your time and captivate the opportunity to capture a moment? Make the moment meaningful. Make the time. I remember when my daughter was 6 years old. I remember going here. I remember doing this. I remember doing that. Oh, I remember the time at Disney World. It cost me a whole bunch, but the memory is priceless. It's like a MasterCard Visa. What they say in MasterCard, the Visa MasterCard. Let's say baseball, hot dog at the ballpark, baseball hat, cotton candy, smile, priceless. So are you investing in your memories, or are you investing in your regrets? Come on now, somebody. Are you investing in your memories, or are you investing in your regret? There's no void. There's no void in the universe. So either you invest in one or another. All right, so all right, I'm about to open it up. Man, sorry about that, Teal. All right, all right, all right. I'm on.
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening. Man, you've been
What
on for
happened?
a long time.
I've been waiting since like 9:30.
I know you have. And oh wait, Renee, you say refresh again, Renee. I'm on now.
Uh, Usually you send out the text say you'll be on at a time, and I'm like, okay, 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 okay. And sometimes I have other things going. I be trying to be on, and then tonight I was sitting like, hold on, 9:30. Then I'm
On
just
it all. Yeah, but I ain't on it all. I was like, man, um, blame to my head, not to my heart. No need to make it make the excuse. It's just I wasn't here.
all right.
I had previous. I was trying to run to this get out the engagement. I said, let me find this spot and just get in. I get in. I carry my stuff with me, so I'm good. I'm good now. You
All
can't
right.
you can't bleed me in.
Say what?
Your background can't bleed me in. Was it? Yeah,
Bleeding it. Let me make it blurred. Let me change it to like blur.
I'm too loud.
That better?
Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, yeah, that's better.
Okay. Okay.
Down
All right.
tempo. What's a better
Yeah.
tempo? That's better.
All right. Yeah.
How's my sound?
You sound good. You sound good. I can hear like some singing or something in the background, like it's in the distance.
Yeah,
Almost sound like gospel or something.
that's exactly what it is. Let me see
All
if I
right.
can change the. I can make it. It's a shame. It's a shame, shame, shame.
You know, how mics pick up sound musicians, so you know how they go.
Okay, has it? Oh, you hear it louder now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I still hear them in the background. I think that's just gonna be your background noise, man.
How about now?
Still him.
Okay.
I can I can hear him, dog.
All right. Good. Better?
Nope, not
No,
better.
no better.
No better.
I hear it too.
Yeah.
Man, I can make the gain directly toward me.
Is that mic? Is it unidirectional is it or what?
Yeah, it's
Because
unidirectional.
some of them you can change, especially that style you got. You can change it where it only pick up what's in front of it, vice all around. Now that's better,
Oh, it
but
wasn't
it's
located
low.
there.
It's low. It's lower than what it was.
Okay, how's the gain now?
I can still hear you clearly.
But it's
The
lower.
music, the background stuff is real low. It's very faint. You have to listen, like really like listen for it.
Okay, good.
No.
That's what you're going for then.
Yeah. And I listen a little harder because I'm used to having on headphones mixing. So you know, the average
All
person
right.
probably wouldn't even pay it no mind.
Because I had some music going, but I hear the gospel in the background.
Hmm.
The background is what I was going for. Yeah, but so it's faint. It's faint now, right?
Yeah,
All right, good.
yeah.
I do
It's
like the
like faint
background
to
though.
like a whisper, like a low whisper. If somebody was, trying to
Oh
say
yeah,
something
that's good
low.
then.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see which background sounds good. All right, so so what's your I'm trying Renee, but he'll pop on. Let me see, he's on now. No, he's
Probably
not on.
past his bedtime.
No, he may be television may be looking at him. The television
Got it.
may be looking at him.
He looking at the back of them eyelids with them shades on.
Yeah, it looks like Blue Beetle.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's your take on memory? Yeah, I don't
Memories.
like it.
I think they have a good and they're bad. Depending on what the memory is. Like for me, some of my memories motivate me to do better.
Right.
And things that you can't really you can't change the past. Some opportunities that you had when you was younger, and you can woulda, shoulda, coulda all you want, but it's done. It's done. You know, um, you could have been in a better place. You may think if you caught on sooner, and then sometimes this can be the better place. Because it drives you. You can be driven by different things. Not everybody learn from past mistakes or have things that happen that they wish they could have did that drives them to do better. Um, and sometimes you can be like like for myself, I usually use my past, like things I wish I would have did, to try to keep me from making them same mistakes in the future. But you still have to be smart about it, because you can be like, well, I had that opportunity before, and then you jump into something because you missed out on an opportunity before, but that's not the opportunity for you now. So I think you really have to think about it. I think it all come down to the individual. Really have to pray about it, think about it, because like I said, for myself, a lot of stuff that I regret, I use it for motivation of my life now. Some things I wish I could turn back the hands of times, like for example, when my grandmother passed back in '99, I was out of the country. I had made it back to the states, and I had supposed to came home about a week after I got back to the states, because she was in the hospital. And then I was like, well, it was back in no she passed November 7th, and I was like, well, um, that when I got back in the beginning of November, I was like, well, I think I'm gonna push off my trip, because if I wait till December, I could be at home for Christmas and New Year's and have more time at home. But I didn't know the seriousness of my grandmother condition, and no one told me how. I didn't know she was terminal with cancer, and it wasn't
Mm.
told to me. And that following week after I broke the news that, hey, I was on weight, she passed. And I had beat myself up about it, because I was thinking about, hey, I could have more time if I what you call it, and I was just thinking about me, and not even just realizing the gravity of the situation. I kind of felt like I was raw because I was never told the whole story of what her condition was.
Right.
And but then at the same time, I kind of considered kind of selfish on my own part by not coming home then, because I wanted to stay home for 2 weeks, vice a week, and I wanted to be there during them holidays. And that's one of the strongest regrets that that I have lived with. It's a few more, but that's the one that like really hits me the hardest, because I didn't get this, to say goodbye. I didn't get to, tell her I love you one more time. I didn't get to see her. When I got to see her, she was she was laying in her casket. And as time played back, and when I spoke to her and I asked her how she feel, and she said she didn't feel too well, I didn't catch it. That was the first time and the only time I ever heard her say she didn't feel well. Usually she'd be like, I'm all right, my knee just hurt a little bit or something like that. I'm quite sure you used to dealing with older older people, and they really don't complain much. But if they really say they feel some type
Right.
of way, you know, they feel it. It really bothers them. They really. So for myself, that's the only regret. And then the second thing for me is I had an opportunity to go to a school for math and science. Especially, I had the opportunity to go to a magnet school my middle school year, and I had a school to go to Alabama School of Math and Science my high school year, but I refused to do it because regular school was a little bit more easy, and I wanted to hang with my friends. And the
Friends,
way the
right.
School of Math and Science for high school was, you didn't stay at home. You would stand in a dormitory,
Oh, wow.
and it was like a college-like thing. It was more advanced math and science. That's what the school was based on. And I kind of think I could have been ahead in life, but at the same time, I think the course of life that I went is better. It worked out for me because I think I gained more. Yeah, I probably have been, you know, maybe, having my doctors and something right now.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think the military route was for me in the end because it it changed me in a lot of ways of mindset. I got to travel the world, and I'm more open to travel and being around the world and looking, trying to understand cultures and things like that, other than just understanding the neighborhood where I grew up at, the city that I live in the state. I can go beyond them borders
Right.
and be able to live anywhere. And another thing that I learned in the Marine Corps is that I can do just about anything I want to do as long as I set my mind to it. So, um, so for me, that second thing, that not going to the school of math and science and all of that, yeah, I kind of wish I would have, but I feel like in the end, I went the best choice because by the time I graduated high school, I was tired of school. If I didn't have credit hours and stuff and pass my exams, and I only what you call it, I need them few little credits. I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have did college just because I was tired of school when I was in school, if you get what I mean,
Right.
especially that last, but I wasn't a quitter.
Right.
I never been the quitter type. I just sometimes I just took the easier route because it was more convenient because I didn't have to put much effort into the easy things, the easy route. But when I went into the military, I had to grow up fast and
Right.
things wasn't easy. And so the regrets on that second thing is not as high because I think I went to where I need to be and I got out of life what I need to have. Um, you know, my grandmother passing, that's the only thing if I can turn back the hands of time because that was a person that I was very very close because lost my grandfather when I was in the fifth grade, and I was an adult when I lost my grandmother, and it was like so many things that I wanted to do for her that I didn't have the opportunity to do for her, and I didn't have the opportunity to uh to see her that one more time. And I know she was proud of me. I just feel like, you know, I wish I would have really understood or had more information, information on the part of my family, but understanding and, you know, understanding the gravity of the situation just from my conversation with her and picking up on what she said, but I didn't pick up on it. It didn't ring a bell until after she passed,
Right.
you know. So, but regrets, I mean, I think, things we go through in life, it builds us. It can make us stronger or it can weaken us. It depends on how we decide to go about it. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. Um, and I anything that impacted me negative, I try to make the best out of it. Try to draw from the strength that I gained, and put my faith in God first of all, to say that hey, He brought me through. I'm a survivor, and part of me surviving is putting all of that behind me and trying to
Right.
move forward in the present. Make you know when I get the lemons, make lemonade, as some people say.
Yeah,
You
press
know,
press toward. Yeah. Yeah. So do you think that I'm gonna ask Renee. Let me see, make sure his the background music is off. Is gargling. Oh, it's better. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, because I couldn't take it. Um, so, well, do you think that the situation that you experienced, while it was a regret, do you think that regret actually, uh, the capitalization of the regret on the missed opportunity, did that affect how it's better to have a regret early than later? Okay, there you go.
well,
Because if you have because you learned from it, you feel from it, and you realize you don't want to feel that way again.
right.
And
Well,
so, go ahead.
for me now, I listen more and I'm more in tune. Like the beginning of June, I went home to help my dad with my mom because she had a surgery, and I stayed. Me and my wife went with me, and we stayed down there for a week to help out. So now, things I don't take it for granted. If a family member, a close family member, especially an elder in my family, is sick or something like that, I make sure that I try to be there. I try to go to visit. Like I said, I took my wife took time out of her schedule, and we both traveled. And I'm glad my wife went with me as a support. You know, and but I do things differently. I
Right.
listen, and I make the time. I don't make a excuse, of let me delay this because I can have more time or whatever. Because you know, I had originally the original plan was for me to travel by myself, but my wife know I don't like traveling
Hmm.
by myself. I'm used to traveling with my family,
Right.
and she made arrangements where she was able to travel with me and still work, because a lot of her work she can do it from home,
That's
work on
good.
stuff like that. So she had made arrangements where she can travel, and she worked while we was there. And and I appreciate her taking that time and making them arrangements. But I was willing, like I said, to go there by myself. I had planned from being there from a week to 2 weeks just to help my dad with my mom,
Right.
because that's something important. That's something that I don't think, if that wouldn't have happened to me in '99 with my grandmother, that I wouldn't have like push to go there and be there with my mom and my dad.
Right.
Um, and I think that's the difference. That's what I learned from the regrets of that decision. That's how it affects me today. And I'm better with it, because also I used to get very emotional when I talk about my grandmother, just because she meant so much to me.
Right.
So um, so I know I'm better, and that's one of the things in my life that if I can turn back the hands of time, I'll take advantage of that time to see her just that one more time, to
That's
let her
good.
know that I love her.
That's good.
And anything else I did as a kid, being an idiot, getting in trouble, that's I learned from that. But that don't touch me like me not being able to say I love you to my grandmother one more time. That don't touch me like that.
Right. Doesn't touch you to change. It's in the
Right.
sometimes I think the events, and not that you didn't think that it didn't matter. It's just that before you can do anything, it was too late. and
Mm-hmm.
it matters even more. It matters even more now. I said, this is not gonna happen to me no more.
Right.
I'm not taking things or people for granted. I'm gonna listen carefully. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to their body or listen to the environment more so than listen to their words.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be on top of it because the memories you can't get back.
Right.
And when they're gone, like when my mother passed, um, I feel like me and my sister got the best. You know, I have my mother's memories because I put time in. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no regrets. And when my partner came, he said, "Listen, man, we're gonna go down and see your mother." And he said, "I go with you." And he worked at a group home, was off at 12 o'clock midnight. I picked him up at 4 o'clock the morning on Saturday. Picked him up. We drove to Chicago on Saturday at 4 a.m. Got to Chicago at 6 p.m. the same day. Went to the hospital to see my mother that day. And then the next day was Father's Day. And next day was Father's Day. He went to church with me. I spoke at my father's church. The whole church went to see my mother. And then we went to go eat with my father. I went to go see my mother. By the hospital, saw my mother again. Then we left and came back to Greensboro that day. Now my friend is 70,
Mm-hmm.
and he rose and let's go. And he gave me a couple dollars too to compensate the time I missed it. You need this? Yeah, man, let's go. I got you. And we rolled. I mean, just think we drove 800 miles. Saturday night, Sunday night, drove back Monday morning.
Yeah.
So and then the next time and when I saw my mother, it was promising because that she was injured and she was in the hospital, but it seemed like she was on the way to coming back and she's cognizant, knew who everybody was. I prayed for her. I sat there, I talked to her, and my understanding is that when I called back my sister, see how's mama doing, me try to see, and she came back to the mama status, where I can talk to her and she come back with something witty or said something smart. I mean, I can get back to that. And she said, well, she's at 50%, 60%. Then she had to she went back down.
Mm-hmm.
She went back down. And because the diabetes kind of caught her and she never can get above 60. So her age, she's like, went from like 88 to 13.
Mm-hmm.
And but she was still cognizant. But I said, "Can I talk to mom?" I said, "Well," my sister said, "No, you can't really talk to her. She's not in the state." Um, because she wasn't there. She wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I realized that I call every week. I call and talk to my sister. Said, and she give me play by play what mom is doing, and she repeat my father's name and stuff like that. But when I called her, I realized my tears came because not that my mother was going to leave, but me not being able to talk to my mother on the phone was her leaving. So I cried because my mother won't be the same
Mm-hmm.
as she was. So when I left the hospital and I talked to her that last time, I figured that that's the last time I'll see my mother fully coherent and cognizant, and that she may be going down. And I never, hey mom, this was going on with me. I wouldn't be able to do that. So when I drove down there, man, that meant the world because my brother said, "Are you coming back down?" She on hospice.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good. They don't need to go down there.
Yeah.
And nobody need to go down there. That tear me up. That tear up my last memory. That tear me up. Said no, there's no need to go down there. Next time I went there, went down with my family. So my tears from that came from I just want to get we selfish.
Mm-hmm.
I just want her there so I can talk to her. So I have somebody to call. And so with men, when we deal our emotions, sometimes we focus a lot. We don't externalize it. We internalize it and we stuff it. We stuff it. And it's not about boo-hooing and crying and rolling on the ground, but it's just about being able to express our emotions and articulate how things are making us feel, and then having an adequate outlet to express that so you can get
Mhm.
through it. Well, here's a lot of people, a lot of men, we don't have a way to get through it. So yeah, I think that comes not getting through it, not getting through it actually. Okay, echo again. I was gonna let them in, but I can't hear the echo. Oh Lord.
What
Uh,
is it? The fan? The ceiling fan?
whatever.
What does it sound like?
Charlie Brown,
Yeah.
the Peanuts,
Yeah. You
when the
remember
teacher talk.
you remember I sent you the video the day before. That's what it sounds like. And you heard it when I sent it to you. I sent that clip. Oh, you good now? All right. You good now? Okay. So what? Spoke too soon. Uh, so where's my sound? All right. I, okay. Well, I get to talk now. I'm gonna ask Renee something. I'll cut you back. Don't worry. All right. I can't take it. But so what happens that well, knocked me off thought pattern. Um,
You was talking about your mother was on hospice, and your brother asked, "Was you coming back?" And you was good. You wasn't
yeah,
coming while she was on hospice. You was kind of like at your peace with it.
but I'm in my piece, and I was just thinking. Just suppose. I said, nah, I ain't doing that. They made me upset. Forget them. What eat my very soul is regret. Regret don't care for nobody, no time, nowhere. Regret just don't care. And so I'll have regret about I coulda, woulda, shoulda, or I'll be thinking other people should did better by me. But it's a whole bunch of internal turmoil that I'll be experiencing by my own hand because I made choices.
Hmm.
And that's the thing. We gonna lose people in our life. Nobody's get out here alive. But how
Right.
do you deal with it? How do you deal with the departure? It's not about how you deal with the departure. How did you deal with they was here? You're gonna cry because you miss them, and we selfish.
Hmm.
We just selfish. Grandma, I know you're 105 and you can't talk or walk. Let me just put some makeup on you and stick you up in the corner
Hmm.
so I can just know you here. Are you still breathing? Okay, okay, good. She's still here. Then prop her eyes open so she can look at me. I mean, so
Hmm.
we selfish. It's all about us. So that's what I mean. Regrets. If you don't take time to build memories while somebody's present here, and you take more time, more energy building a grudge and an argument, then you have wasted your energy and wasted your time. And regret is right there. Say, all right, I'm waiting to take the vacancy of a memory that had not took time to be captured or capsulated. So regret to jump right in. And when you're by yourself, alone with your thoughts, all you will have is precious memories or miserable regrets. In my opinion, that's how I feel. Now,
Yeah.
Re- Renee,
Yes.
what about you? All right, memories and regret.
Hmm. Yeah, regret has been an issue for me over the years. Um, I did somewhat regret the particular education path that I took. Um, I did regret, um, one time in my childhood I was a little mean to my mother. I do regret that. So, there's been some regret. It's one of the things I pray for regularly. and ask God to purge me of, because I know it's not healthy. You know, um, and it's been working. I'm getting less and less. But yeah, regret is something. It can be sometimes it can be tormenting. You know, it's like regret is when you're living in the past, and worry is like when you're living in the future. That's what I heard someone say. You know, but you have to learn to live right here, right now, which is what I'm learning to do, just to live in the present.
Was it a lesson learned from the regret that you've been capitalizing on?
Hmm.
Because the regret is like I think is a fair opportunity to capitalize on adjusting a behavior to have a better memory. However, because it was a past event, it should be a lesson. Just like every wrestling match or game, if you review the film, the goal is not to keep doing the same plays that made y'all lose. If you review the wrestling tape, is the goal is not to keep getting on your back the exact same way. The goal is to say if I move left next time, I won't end up doing the thing while I move right the time on the tape. And mind you, when you look at the tape is the past. And the only purpose of the tape is to review what you did wrong so you don't have to revisit. I think what Tito was talking about, his regret was with his grandmother. And he thinks about it. However, now he makes it a point. Instead of going left, he goes right. And he takes it beyond his parents. He takes it to people that mean something to him, not to have the same uh, game. If you take his sports metaphors, he said if you want to have a different game, study the old film so you don't have to do the old film. Just don't live in the tape because you're gonna have many opportunities to reprieve yourself. But if you still focus on what you didn't do right when you're 15 or 17, you haven't learned because if you focus, you put too much energy, you start reliving it. Okay, do you agree, disagree, or what's your thoughts on that?
Hmm. Yeah, I can see that. But there's definitely a lesson learned. Um, I know it's made me a better person, but at the same token, yeah, I think I do need to just learn to let so many things go. Because whether we like it or not, it's over. You know? There's no time travel. So in a sense, it's like regret is kind of, not very purposeful.
Right. So, what are your actions? What's the action that you take to try to get over or to try to learn from it and move past it? What are your actions besides prayer?
Honestly, that's probably my chief action. Also, I try to be more aware and live in the present.
Okay.
I try to live in the present. I I've gotten really good at reminding myself to live in the present. So I might be at Walmart shopping, rushing because I'm trying to get home to do A, B, or C. But then in the middle of it, I remind myself, no, just live in the present. You're here right now at the Walmart. Enjoy it. You know, be it right now.
So, so what's your triggers? What boomerangs you back to the past?
Oh man.
What's the number one that you constantly deal with? Because you got subtle ones, but you got something like blah blah that's blaring.
Believe it. Mm, that's a tough one. Uh, I don't know. That's a good. Oh, There's another regret. When I, when I was younger, I did meet somebody really nice. I regret I didn't marry her.
What
Uh,
did she ask you to marry her?
No, I should have asked. I should have asked her. But um, yeah, it's good to let go. It's like baggage when you regret, like you carry on baggage. Sometimes you just have to say, it happened. At the time, I did, or at least I thought I was doing what was best. I realize now that, okay, that wasn't a good decision. But okay, it is what it is. I have to move on.
Okay. Okay. So what memories have you capitalized on that you said, man, that was a good time? Oh man.
Hmm.
Just do three. What's three good memories that you like, man, I'm glad I capitalized on that because when you're alone, you can if you pull up a picture, you can go back to that moment.
Uh, well, graduating undergrad and grad was good memories. I accomplished that goal. Um, Good memories. Oh, moving. Yeah, that's always been good. That's
Which
one of
time?
each time I moved, I realized, thank God, when I left New York City. Well, okay, with the exception of upstate New York, that sucked. I didn't like that. But leaving the north and coming south, that is definitely one of my best non-mistake decisions.
Hmm.
Definitely. So sometimes I'm happy just being here, being in southern state. I'm glad I'm not in New York anymore. I'm elated.
Related, huh?
Yeah.
Was it that bad?
For me it was, yes. Not for
Okay.
others. Some people love New York. Actually, a lot of people love New York and never want to leave. But for me, yeah, it was not a good childhood growing up in New York City. Because I grew up in the New York that before Giuliani cleaned it up. So my
Okay.
memory is quite different.
So did you get caned?
Did I what?
Oh, that's Giuliano. Giuliani. I thought said did you get caned? Caned, but that's Giuliano had his cops beating people with the baton.
Yeah, he used to do that stop and
They don't
frisk
want
and
to
all
mess.
that. But trust me, if you grew up in New York when I grew up, you understood. You weren't going to clean up a place like New York City the way it used to be, being nice. Yeah, it was going to take some extreme, and he did some extreme stuff, but it worked.
Right.
Oh, hey, it worked.
Wow. Roger. I just think I believe that you know we all have some regrets. Is that is I wish I could have should have, but maybe the regrets we have is just the lesson that need to be learned. I think life consists of many paths, and you are where you are. You are where you are about you capitalize on that path. And I don't think any path is necessarily the wrong path. It just maybe not the ideal path, but it's still your path.
Right.
You
Yeah.
embrace where you are. And some people they get certain they just say they just depressed. They stay depressed where they are, but they made the decision to be there. Mm. Different paths. Each any path make the best of each path. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, I you know I'm a strong believer in that. If you go back and change one things, your present now can be different. What if you enjoy your what your present is now? because like the two things that I described, especially the first one, it caused me to do that thing where the people say, "Hey, give me my flowers while I'm still living." It causes me to do that, especially with people that I'm very very close to, that I love and respect so much. Um, the second the second one I told you about not taking advantage of the educational opportunities at that time, being young. Um, One thing I learned from that is, if I with them opportunities to take advantage of, I learned to take advantage of, be like, you know what, it's not about the easy way, all the time. It's about, what, this right here, if it's something that's gonna make me better, add to me, I need to accept that challenge, other than taking the easy way out because it's easier for me to do it the other way, or it's important for me at this time. I feel like it's important for me to 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 have fun and live life when I'm not necessarily thinking about my future. Now everything is my present. What I do in my present, I know it do affects the future me. So my two regrets, I think I did learn something positive. I did took positive things from them, and I learned from them. Um, and I'm happy where I'm at, even though I had them two things. I'm happy where I'm at because they help to make me. They help me to think differently, to be differently, to react differently. And if I wouldn't have had them regrets,
Mm.
I could be a totally different person who say I will be happy, content, and humble like I am now if
Right.
I didn't experience them things.
Mm. It's, I guess, same rationale. Uh, same rationale I would go with a person who works in a sense of entitlement. That never have to experience any lack
Hmm.
or any type of suffering. Uh, Suffering and compression just makes you stronger. It makes you an E7 diamond if you can withstand the pressure.
Hmm.
And in order to become purified gold, you have to go through the fire. But a lot of people want the product, but they don't want the process.
Hmm.
They want to shine, they want to glimmer, they want to glisten, they want to be valuable without going through the process. And they want to be a Marine but can't shoot a gun.
Hmm.
They don't want to go to the range. They want to be just like Call of Duty. But with Call of Duty, you only work your fingers. Being a
Right.
Marine, you work your whole body and your
And
mind.
Call of Duty, you can reboot and start over.
Right,
You know what I mean? It's a totally different animal
right,
when it comes to the real life of that movement and things is totally different.
right.
So you know the just boot camp, I can just, even though I passed boot camp,
Mhm.
that is not an experience that I want to experience again, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It helped to make me that Marine, but at the same time, to relive that, being a little teenager, basically a young man. I graduated high school, went right into the Marine Corps. So didn't know nothing else. And to have my world turned upside down, and to that like I was talking about, that diamond, that refinement, that pressure. But through that pressure, I came out on the other side, a shiny diamond.
right.
I had more value because of the pressure that I was able to withstand. And some people think that they always think of a person physical characteristics of being strong, but it was the mental thing. That's one thing I learned. It
They think
Yeah, whenever I set my mind to it, I can do it. I weighed 125 pounds when I went to boot camp, light as a rock. I had a family friend that said I wouldn't make it because I was small. I'm only 5'9", and I was 125 pounds. I didn't fit the poster boy image of a Marine at the time. But you know what? I'm a Marine. I am a Marine. It wasn't the poster boy image.
But neither did
My-
Forrest Gump. But
Yeah.
neither did Forrest Gump.
Well, that was Gump was Army, okay?
But he didn't. But he didn't fit. But he didn't fit the image though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't fit the image, but then he kept going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only
Yep.
reason he got the Medal of Honor because he just went back and grabbing people because he was determined.
Yeah.
He didn't look
He
back.
did what he knew was right to save his friends.
Right. And and also he kept going back for his wife, and she was like Hosea's wife, holding it up.
Annie?
Yeah, he'd go hit somebody in the face and go grab his wife. That's my wife. And because that's what this guy tell Hosea, go get your wife. They bow the process. He go buy back your wife. That's still your wife, and that's what he did with his. He kept going, and I think if we live by what other people think that we can do, then we're living their life instead of living ours. One thing a person cannot do, they'll never be able to do. They can never live my life for me.
True.
And why would I even let them try?
True.
Because I'm the one that has to be accountable for what I've done and what I've not done. So
True.
the first person you lead as a leader is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That allows the real work.
Yeah.
They said lead the family. No, lead yourself is the real
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. It takes integrity, my moral values, everything. It's I don't think people look at, I'm gonna say it like this. I always been the type of leader. I like to say I'm a servant leader because
Right.
it's my job to take care of you. Because if I take care of you, the better you're gonna look out for me and get the things done.
Right.
And I see that same way as with my family. I may be the head of the household and things like that, and our decisions are my final decisions, but I can't make a decision just strictly based off what's good for Tito. I have to make a decision what's good for my family,
Right.
even though I may not want to, but that might be the best decision. It might put me in a way that kind of rubs me wrong, but I have to think about the whole family, not just what I want, because it's about me protecting them, me making sure that they have what they need and they're safe. They have them valuable things, hey, food, shelter, they feeling safe, stuff that they need so they can be productive in society, be a
Right.
productive person, period. Um, so
Yeah.
Are
it's
you hearing that sound? Are
say
you
what
hearing that sound again?
What you
Are you
saying?
hearing that sound again?
Yeah, that's why I cut you off when somebody's talking. Now I cut you back off.
Okay. So I think I know what it is. It's the fan. Well, let me try turning the fan off and see if the fan goes away. That would explain. That would solve the mystery. You still wait?
It sounds like if you
You still
figured
hear
that
it
if I
now?
was
I
paying
just turned
early,
the fan off.
why didn't you cut it off early?
Do you hear the sound now? Or is it gone?
Tito?
Do
say
you hear
something
the sound? Do you hear the sound now?
not like it was.
No, not like it was.
Oh, it was the fan then. That's what it was. Okay. The mystery
Because
sound.
it's
Not,
making sound when you're not talking.
oh.
It
Now
sounds
that
like
other sound is not me. That other sound is somebody. Is your background.
it,
Oh, you
it,
got to
no, it's
wrestle.
not my background. It
You
sounds
sound there.
It
You
sounded like the gerbils on Star Trek.
no,
The
you
little-
it's somewhere. Get back.
No, you were sounding goggled like when the Peanuts was talking to the teacher and the teacher go wang 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 wang. That's how your sound was.
Oh, but it's not that way now.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I think you're awake now.
Yeah,
So
remember
No,
I played.
I turned the fan off.
Remember I played it to you. I played it to you off the clip.
Yeah, but that was that. I guess that was the fan then. Yeah, it must have been the fan.
Okay.
But I turned. You said it's gone. I turned the fan off and it's gone. So it must be the fan.
okay. Hey Renee, you didn't bless us with your face, so I put on a set of my sunglasses just to pay tribute since we only get to look at a picture.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
I stayed-
appreciate your support.
I stayed in blackface.
Thank you. That's right. Your face is always.
I think I'm gonna wear sunglasses from now on when I'm on the show.
Excellent. You can take over that
Oh
role.
Lord, I wear my sunglasses at night.
You can take over that role. That's a
Uh,
beautiful picture right there. My avatar's a beautiful picture.
You
What
got,
you said
you
is
got a
very,
picture.
very true. That, yeah, that has been an issue, and it's an issue for a lot of people. We want the end result, but we don't like the path. I think that's why you have to really make sure you know God and your assignment. I think what happens to people, and what happened to me, we look at other people's results and we want their results, but we don't have the passion and the love for that path. And then it eventually falters, or it's very, a very miserable experience. But I think, when you know your path and you're ready and willing, what I mean, you can walk it. But I agree with you. Sometimes people, and that's because they're not really doing what they were called to do. You know. But when you find your thing, you can do it. You will have less regrets. But like clouds your memory. Like one of my regrets, believe it or not, you're gonna find it shocking. I regretted it for a while until God sent somebody to kind of deliver me. But I would
Monastery.
always wonder if, because I almost joined the Marines in 1989.
Uh-huh.
I was this close. And for years, I changed my mind the last minute. For years, I used to always kind of wonder, how different my life would have been had I joined. And I always hear good success stories. People tell me how much it changed their life. It was a good experience.
I hear about Paris Island.
You said what?
San Flea Heaven.
Yeah, I hear about Paris Island. I said, I'm good.
Well, I picked the guy up as an Uber driver. He was a Marine. And I told him that story, I said, yeah, I just kind of always wonder if it was a mistake. And he looked at me, he said, no, it wasn't. You made the right decision.
Well, well, let me speak on that.
No,
You will find
no,
mixed
but
feelings
listen,
on that.
that doesn't mean, I don't think he was saying that's true for everyone. I
Yeah.
personally think God was kind of using him. And after I thought about it, I realized with all the wars, I know me. I probably, you know what I'm saying? I was
No.
looking at it from one side, but I know the other side, the wars and the killing. Yeah, that probably would have really. And I realized, okay, yeah, that probably wasn't for me. I wanted to be a powerful, because I've always been into, and I am a warrior. I'm a martial artist. I've been studying martial arts since the 1980s. It's one of my passions. But the reality is, though, I'm actually kind of a pacifist. I don't really want to. I don't really want to like hurt anybody, and I definitely don't want to kill anybody
Wait. How can you be a warrior and be a pacifist?
because you have to think of it this way: it's better to be a warrior working in a garden than to be a gardener fighting in a war.
That's true, but you Marine, you're not in the garden.
Well, that's the point. That's the point of my statement. That my angle of the fork, I realized was not that angle. I didn't realize it then, But in other words, that's one way the Holy Spirit has delivered me. Because I regretted that for a couple of years, for years. Like, man, my life probably would have been really different. I wouldn't have had all this debt, student loan debt and all. But then I kind of realized, and that guy saying that to me, no, because listen, I've met so many retired military people.
They
Man, their
said,
life is gravy. Man, I met a dude. He joined. He's 18 in his 40s. Man, he did 20 years. I
yeah,
said, dude, what do you do now? He said, man, he
whatever I
get a
want
check
to.
from the army. He get a check from some other. I met one dude. He retired from army, retired post office. So they like, but I realized that wasn't my path. You see what
Well,
I'm saying? My
well,
path was to study from the art side as a martial artist.
can I speak now?
Yes,
I would tell you this. You're right. It's not for everyone. And one thing I used to do when it was time for junior Marines to reenlist, I just been real with them. If they didn't want to do it, I didn't try to talk them into it because, for the simple fact, it is their decision. And one thing I always told myself: when I stop having fun, it's time to go. I had fun. You see what I'm saying? I enjoyed what I did. It was in my heart. It was a passion of mine. So and the thing is that you can have people, you could be in a good command and have good leaders your first tour or your first few years, and or you can be in a bad command, and that right there can dictate um your feelings of what you feel like, hey, I shouldn't be in here. But at the end of the day, it's not the Marine Corps, it's individuals. And the way I like to compare that is, even out in the civilian world, you're going to have good supervisors, you're going to have bad supervisors.
right.
So which parts and which route do you want to go? Now, me being retired, I love it. I love, for myself personally, I love the path that I took because I know it helped me to be who I am today. Um, now, in if I would have went the other route, would I have the discipline that I have now? That would be my question, because my discipline take me a long way now compared to what I was before I joined the Marine Corps. And I don't have regrets about joining. I think it was, for myself, it was the best thing for me because I was tired of high school. I had the grades to go to college, but I was tired of high school. Then could my parents really afford college? No, not at that time. So I probably would have took a different route. It was easier for me to get in trouble by taking the alternative route for myself than joining the military and doing something, because my whole intention was to do four and go,
No,
and that turned into a career because I ended up falling in love. I had fun. I enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed traveling the world. I enjoyed being here and being there, because truthfully, I don't know if I would have traveled the world. I don't even know if I would have traveled outside my state, truthfully. But now I'm not afraid to travel. I'm more, like I said, I'm more open minded. I look into wherever I'm going. I kind of try to get a feel for the culture of where I'm going, so I can have an understanding of where I'm going. I want to do, when I was traveling the world, I wanted to do what the locals did, live some, be as close to authentic as possible. Everything except drinking the water, because you don't want to drink water in foreign
right.
countries. But I, for myself, that was pluses for me, and for you, hey, that's fine. I'm glad you found peace with your decision, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You having peace with the decisions that you made is just like I had to make peace with the decisions that I made, how it changed my life. But I
Right.
say it's a plus for me, and it's a plus for you by you not joining. You feel like you're a better person.
Okay.
All right. I was just letting you know. But yes, I agree with you. Find your path. And here's the thing about me. God told me a big piece on the path when I was a teenager. I just didn't listen. So yeah, you're right. Find God's path for your life, and then enjoy right now.
Hmm.
Right. Yeah. I think we generally people, especially men, I think men and women, but mostly I think you get caught up in what tickles the fancy emotionally and what looks like it can tickle my fancy. I look at somebody else's life, and so you end up being controlled about what you feel in the now, what you think you can feel. But if you think what you think you can feel based on the end result, but not the process, you don't even know you can take the process. You just know I like the fact that they doing what they want to do, like they're having fun, they're feeling good because you can be just you caught in somebody else's life. And if we can control our emotions and not dwell in the if we dwell in if we can focus on our present and not stay in our past, then I think we can really regulate the sting of past issues. We can pull back because we got so much energy into our now. Because you got the energy in your now because you created a future. And if you focus your energy on your now, the future gonna look so much brighter. But if you focus on your past, it's gonna lose some of that shine because you're just reliving what you did yesterday. You learn from what you did yesterday, but you don't relive it. Just right there. Because I mean, it's about controlling and regulating the emotion. And it's easier said than done because a lot of times we have not learned to do it. We learn to do what we feel. Ain't nobody gonna talk me that way. They don't know who you're talking to. I got me a Glock. I'm gonna knock you to beep out. Such as everybody's in their feelings, but nobody sits back and watches and thinks and processes their actions before they do them. They only see what happened in the rap video or happened on the television show, what have you. So it's
Hmm.
about, I think if we as men can take better grip on our emotion and be cognizant of, yeah, maybe I go off the handle a little bit too much, or maybe some of these actually may be a little bit feminine. I mean, and we can adjust them. Not that women fall in line, but it's easier said than done. So with that being said, I'm wrap this thing up. Okay, so memories and regret. Give y'all a couple last words. Now I'm gonna wrap it up. Memories and regret. In 10 seconds. 10 seconds. What's your summation? 10, 20 seconds.
Keep
I would
eating
say
the bread of life.
What you say?
Oh, go ahead, Tito. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. Go ahead.
Keep eating the bread of life. Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit will help you to, cut those strings. He'll help you to purge it out of your consciousness so you can live a better, fuller life right here, right now.
Okay.
Your past don't always dictate your present. It's about where you at right now and what you're doing right now.
All right. Gentlemen, I appreciate y'all staying on way past the time that we started. Well, I was supposed to start. So I appreciate you. I said, man, they still on. I appreciate this because I wouldn't have got it done.
What
Yeah.
gave you a hint when I said waiting in the chat?
Yeah, I said, wait, good grief. I said, oh yeah. And then when they said, and also I started talking and I never cut live. Oh,
Okay.
I said, oh, there's nothing delay. But yeah, but I definitely think this is a better platform than what y'all think.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it. It gave me the opportunity to have an avatar. I like it.
it's
I'm I'm gonna have to get me an avatar. I'm gonna see if I can get one of my avatars off my iPhone. One of the
it,
cool ones.
it,
And
you,
with a
you know you
brim
actually have
on.
Renee. You can actually put a picture up there of yourself.
I prefer this.
Luke,
Oh.
I am your father.
You can put a picture of Chewbacca up there.
Mhm.
Thank you for your suggestion.
Or Luke
Your
Skywalker,
request
somebody.
is
Renee, you my mentor. Now I wear my sunglasses at night.
Oh.
This is the way.
Oh, young Jedi Master. This is the way. This is the way. The truth and the light. Oh. All right, fellas.
You gentlemen have a good night.
God bless and he'll do the rest.
All right.
All right.
Cut off. All right, there. I blew him up.
I'm still here. Bye bye bye.
All right. All right. Hey, gentlemen, this here is General Dr. D. To encourage and motivate to aspire, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. If you found any value in this content, how about you help me help you so we can help others? How? By clicking subscribe, commenting, and sharing. Especially if you see me on the replay. If you find anything interesting, engaging, especially when we address about the emotions of individuals who are not encapsulating or capturing the precious moments of the memory. Because if you don't capture the precious moment of memory, then regret is soon to come filling that vacancy. And regret fills in that vacancy that it causes a lapse in judgment, it causes a depressed state, it causes one to not be in a positive state of mind or attitude. In essence, you would get in your feelings instead of conquer your feelings and have positive emotions to productively live your life. So all that to say, uh, every chance you get to make an effective or precious memory, do it, and do not let regret hold you back from actually capitally hindering you from doing what you feel that you need to be done. Don't let uh, don't let being fear paralyze you. Don't let woulda, coulda, shoulda control you. Just do it. This is Hero Journey with Dr. D. If you don't remember anything from this broadcast, remember this: every day you get a vertical, make it your goal in life to always move forward and never look back. 'Cause life is just too short to live looking in the rearview mirror. We